Hey there everyone, this is Mystic Fish and welcome to episode 43 of our Factorio Space Age playthrough, where we're working on upgradable bases. Last episode we got started on Fulgora and including setting up a steam-based power system that's fed by ice cubes raining down from on high in our orbital space station. Let's see. What are we going to do today? We're going to get started on like some recycling stuff. And there's going to be some circuit network stuff, but that should be okay. One of the things that I do want to do here is let's see. I'm going to change these to say request from buffer chests. I think I need to do this in map mode. Okay, so your request from buffer chests. And then what I actually want to do is I want to make buffer chests for ice. This way we can request a bunch of ice. We can get as much ice from space as possible. Let's see, I need some of these. Okay, how many stacks are in here? There are 48 stacks here, which means we can get up to 2,400 ice in here. So we're gonna get 2,400 in here. And then we're just gonna load as much as we can get into here. And we'll do it up here as well. So we may as well like stockpile as much ice as we can over here so that as long as we're running a surplus, we want to get as much as we can here. But we'll use buffer chests so we can store a bunch, but we don't, if we have, we'll eventually need ice other places to make water, like for oil cracking and things of that sort. So we can get going, and I think this, we can probably up this a little bit. And we'll just get as much ice down from above as we can and just sort of stockpile it. Okay, now we want to get some more bots in here. So I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to make 20 construction bots, which we'll put into the base bots, and then the rest we'll make logistics bots. As on other planets, we're primarily going to use logistics bots for sort of low volume stuff. So bringing items to the power supply and powering the mall. Eventually, for the main base, will be belt-based. That's going to be more energy efficient for us and gives us a way to reason about some of the upgrades. Okay. What are we going to do next? Okay. Let's talk about these red and green wires, because I think this is the next part. We have to do some prep work before we're ready to start processing scrap. And one of the big things that I want to be able to do is, much as, if we go back to Novice and our oil processing here, right? We had this idea that the oil products were going to keep within a range of volumes. And then we had a way both to especially because they can be converted. Some of these can be converted back and forth to one another, and we have sort of the raw materials here in the refineries. And so these were set up in such a way that that we drive all of these to be within a range, and then converted as needed, and getting rid of excess as needed. And so we're going to do something very similar, and just so you can follow the analogy here. And by the way, I guess the thing that I should mention here is that this is self-balancing. So even as we changed how much we were using of these different fluids for what, this system figured it out and drives to equilibrium to the point where In this case, like, the refineries don't have to run. And so on Fulgora, the refineries here will be taken up by scrap recycling. So like we'll recycle scrap, and that gives us the raw materials. And then we'll use recycling in some cases to be like cracking, right? So you can think of recycling kind of goes the same direction as going from heavy oil to light oil, or light oil to petroleum gas, sort of breaking things down to simpler components. And then as well as recycling some of the base materials as a way to get rid of anything that doesn't break down any further but which we have too much of, which is sort of equivalent to this. The interesting thing is on Fulgura, we can actually reverse this process. So even though we can recycle things into simpler components, we can also assemble things into more complex components. And that, I think, will be part of the balancing that I want to do on Fulgura. Okay, so that is what we're going to do. The first part of this is we're going to just connect these. This is simple. This is, we have a RoboPort connected. Now the green wire everywhere tells us what we have available in logistics system. So that's good stuff. Now, the red wire, I want to make this be a signal about what stuff do we have, sort of like, do we have too much of something, not enough of something, or just the right amount of something? And so that's going to be on the red wire. And the idea is if I have too much of something, I want to see a 1 for that material on the red wire. If I don't have enough, I want to see -1. And if I'm in our target range, then it should be 0. And so we'll do that for all materials. Okay, so let's start here. We're going to need constant combinator and a selector. Okay, so first, let's start with, these are going to be scrap derivatives. So these are all of the materials that either directly produced when you recycle scrap, or they're produced from other things that get produced from scrap. So that includes gears, it includes solid fuel, it includes concrete, it does include ice. I want to do ice separately, so I'm going to skip ice. It includes stone. It includes steel. These are things come directly out of scrap. Batteries, copper cables, red chips, blue chips, LDS, and holmium ore. Then some of these things break down, right? Concrete, when you recycle it, you get some iron ore, and you also get bricks. So we'll have to reason about those. Solid fuel recycles to itself. Iron gears recycle to iron plates. We should also do, I also want to include sticks. If we look at the inventory, we have some sticks actually, because some of them, when we deconstruct some of the ruins, you can see over there, sometimes we produce sticks. Even though you don't get it when you produce scrap, we do have to track that. So we did concrete. Stone just recycles to less stone. Solid fuel recycles to less solid fuel. Batteries recycle into iron plates and copper plates, so we need copper plates. Copper cable recycles to copper plates. Advanced circuits recycle to green chips and copper cables and plastic. Blue chips recycle into red chips and green chips. LDS recycles into copper and steel and plastic. Holmium recycles to itself. And I think the rest of these, nope. Yes, the rest of these recycle to things we already have. Or, whatever, they just get recycled away. Okay, so those are all of the things that we want to track. Okay, next, we're gonna hit this guy, the selector combinator. And this is one of the cool uses for it, that I've found. So we're going to connect this here, and we're going to say, I want stack size. So these are going to be stack. I want to keep track. One of the things I like is that we can like put notes on the combinators to keep track of what we're doing on the circuit network. So these are the stack sizes of scrap derivatives. I mean, the sticks aren't really a scrap derivative, but whatever. Okay, so if we look at this, okay, we can't see it. I guess we can see it over there. On the right-hand side, we see the stack sizes for each of the materials that we want. So that's cool. Next, we're going to get, we need to figure out both the upper limit and the lower limit. And so this is going to say, give me, for each of these things that's coming in, I want to multiply it by 20 stacks. Okay, and then output each. Okay, so this is upper limit for inventory. And then we want to do almost exactly the same thing, but we're going to do 10. 10 stacks is going to be the lower limit. So I want to have between 10 and 20 stacks of each of these items. And so that is good stuff. Okay, so then the next trick is we need 2 more of these and 2 more of these. Okay, so now we want to put a 1 on the red wire if we have too much of something. And so when do we have too much of something? That will be the case if our current set of stuff, which is on the green wire here, right? That's our current contents, is going to be bigger than the upper limit. So we'll bring that on the red wire. So what we'll do is we'll say each green minus this is going to be each green minus each red, output each, which these are all negative numbers, except for, they're actually all negative numbers. We actually don't have too much of anything. So that's okay. Then from here, we're going to get this stuff out, and what we're going to say is for each thing that is greater than 0, output a 1. And so that will be 1 for anything we have too much of, and that goes on the red wire. Okay, then we need to do the same thing over here, which is, or a similar thing, and I actually realize I'm going to need one of these. So we want, let's see, when do we have not enough of something? That's if the lower limit is greater than the how much we have, or another way of saying that is here. It's actually the same, believe it or not, it's the same computation. It's green minus red. Red is the lower limit in this case, and so this should be negative for anything we don't have enough of, which is like pretty much everything at this point. So that's okay. And then we need one of these. So we want to say each that's less than 0, output each. So that's still a 1, that's wrong. This needs to be negative. And so what we do here is we say, each times -1. Output each. And this should tell us -1 for anything that we don't have enough of. Okay. Phew. Did we follow that all? Hopefully we followed that all. Great. Next thing we need to do is I want to set up... how many of these do we need? We need storage chests for all this stuff. So we've got 10 plus 8, 18 different materials that are in the derivatives. Okay, so let's just set those up real quick. We'll put them here. Okay, so... All right, this is the same set of stuff, right? It's, the first one is iron. Then we've got solid fuel. We've got, I guess we should just make it, I guess we want something for all of this, right? We also want scrap as one of them. Scrap. And so, by the way, I should just mention, because we're doing between 10 and 20 stacks, and we're doing it by stacks, then one storage chest is enough for these. I mean, I think we'll end up with multiple storage chests, but I did just want to know that. Okay, that's ice, that's scrap. After ice, do we do concrete? No. We need concrete. Sorry, I'm doing these like out of order, so concrete. We did ice, we need one for stone. We need one for steel. We need one for batteries. We need one for copper cable. Which is, where are you? There you are. Good. Red circuits. Blue circuits. LES. Holmium ore. Did we do sticks? We didn't do sticks yet, right? Sticks. Do I have room to pick this stuff up? Let's see, one of these is scrap. Here, you take the scrap. Okay. Good. Scrap. Okay. Can we do it for stone? One of these is stone. This one's stone. Okay, great. One of these is going to be stick. Maybe I hold on to some of this stuff till we're manufacturing stuff. Okay. What was the last one I did? Sticks. Okay, so we need the derivatives, right? So now that's iron plates. That is iron ore. That is stone bricks. That is redstone, steel. Do we do copper? No, copper plates. Okay. Plastic. Oh, green circuits. Oh, I need more of these. What was I doing? Okay, did we do plastic? No, this is plastic. And we need green chips. Okay. That gets the products of red circuits, blue circuits are covered, LDS are covered, holmium's covered. Okay, so that is, how many of these are there? 20, because we also added ice and scrap. Okay, good. Good. That's where we're going to store all this stuff. All right. Let's see. I do have some lightning rods. So I think what I want to do next is pick that up. Is there anything not covered? Okay, good. I guess one of the things I should do is I can do this, right? And just say I don't want any scrap. And they can figure out where to put that stuff. Are we actually managing to buffer? Oh, because we're loading the ice into here. Okay, that's actually fine. Okay, good. All right, next, can I make a recycler? I can, and I think I need 2. And I need some of this stuff. Okay. All right, so let's come over here. We know this is a set of, oh, I need the mining drills. Where's Volcanus, this guy? Here, give me some of this stuff. Oh no, I dropped it the wrong place. Rats, I guess that's okay. All right, we should just do it over here. Okay, so let's just request stacks of this stuff. This guy's refueling here, right? Wow, it really ran low on water. Interesting. Is this set up so that this only? Yeah, that does work, right? Okay. So you're getting your ammo and your water in. All right, so you're going to be a minute. Let's have you. Let's just go have our ship fetch this stuff. Let's have you go get this stuff from Vulcanus. Okay. Right. Okay, so then let's come up here. All right, now here's the next deal. Is when do I want to recycle something? I'm going to recycle the scrap right as soon as I mine it. Because there's nothing else to do really with scrap. So I think what we want to do, okay, but let's look at LDS as an example. This was super interesting for me to work out. We're going to need one of these, and one of these. Okay, so let's think about LDS. We're going to make a parameterized blueprint here. Okay, LDS has, when I recycle it, the ingredients are copper plates, steel, and plastic. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get current contents here, the desired ingredients here, and this is going to be, we're going to say each green times each red output each. And so this will give us the signals of oh, it's not green. I'm sorry. It's the red ones that we actually care about. So let's get the red ones in. Then we want to filter out just to the ones that are the ingredients, okay? And so that tells us we are low on all of that stuff. Okay, so the ingredients we now have -1, 0, or 1, depending on the relative levels that we have. And then when do we want to recycle LDS? We need the same levels in for red. And in fact, I think to just make it easier, we'll connect the reds there. And then we need this green output coming in. And so, okay. So in order to recycle LDS, there's a few things that need to be true. So first off, if we look at the red wire, LDS has to be greater than -1. If we're already low on LDS, we don't want to recycle them. And on the green wire, which are all of the inputs, we need these. We need all of these, everything, to be less than 1. If we have, the other thing is if we have too much of one of the things we're about to get as an output, we also don't want to recycle things. And finally, we need that LDS on red is greater than okay, I need to do this the other way. I need anything on the green wire, so any of the ingredients needs to be strictly less than LDS. Okay, so we got to work through this here. Okay, so the first two are just about, we can recycle, these are like requirements, right? If we don't have enough LDS, we don't want to recycle them. And if we have too much of any of the outputs, we also don't want to recycle. But then after that, we just need there to be sort of like at least one of the ingredients. We need the LDS count on red to be higher than it. And so in particular, if they're all zeros, right, all LDS and these ingredients are all in the middle Goldilocks zone where they're all 0, we don't want to recycle because we don't need to adjust any of their levels. And similarly, what this is really saying is when we combine it with some of these other ones, this is really just saying at least one of the ingredients is -1 or 0, right? So the other option is it's possible we have too many LDS. And so in that case, we need at least, we need to make sure that in that case, if there's more than one, this makes sure that the other ingredients that we're recycling to are not 1. So that means all the other ingredients are 0 or -1, which means we can recycle the excess LDS because we have room for them. Similarly, if LDS is 0, meaning we have the right amount of it, we don't really want to recycle unless we're missing at least one ingredient. So there needs to be a 1. And so this combines all of those cases. And if this is the case, then we're going to say, I want to recycle LDS as a control signal, which in this case we say no, because we actually, we don't have enough LDS. So that this first doesn't work out for us. Great. And obviously, since everything's -1, nothing is less than -1 currently. Okay. Now we're going to make a blueprint out of this thing. We're gonna call this should recycle. Or if I spell recycle right, should I recycle? And so we're going to do this as let's say question mark. A recycler there, and then we'll add the little parameter guy. What is that? This guy. Okay. And then we're going to parameterize this thing. Okay, so this is going to be a parameter, and this is going to be called product. Actually, we can parameterize these things because these are all ingredients ingredients of the first thing. So maybe we can do this. Parameter ingredient of 0. Parameter ingredient of 0. And parameter ingredient of 0. Are there any recipes that have more than 3 ingredients? None of them have more than 3 solid ingredients. Some of them have fluid, like concrete and blue circuits do have fluid ingredients, but they only have 2 solid ones. So I think this is okay. So I think this works. Okay, so let's do this. Let's figure out where to stick this guy. And let's see, what is this? We do need that. Let's just get rid of these guys for right now because we're not using them as heavily. And let's just put this here. Okay, so let's see if this works. When do we want to recycle? Well, what's the next thing? Gear wheels. So let's see, gears. Let's just take a look at this. So that only set the 1 ingredient. And this did not work. Oh no, that did work. Right, okay, good. So the red wire then can go into here. And let's just build all these. Okay, and is this working? Do we want to recycle gears? We don't want to recycle gears because we actually don't have enough of them. Okay, good. I think this is working. So let's just stamp this out a few more times. What's next? So that's iron. Solid fuel recycles to itself. Let's do concrete. Red wire. And we can take the water out. Let's do it again for... We've got ice and stone and steel. Let's do it for batteries. And we can take that off. Let's do it for copper cables, which recycle into something. Copper cables, we need to do it for red circuits. We need to do it for blue circuits. And we don't need this. We already did LDS. What are the other derivatives here? So the other derivatives here are, well, solid fuel recycles to itself. So we know that's actually, okay, some of these are just going to be easier to do. So let's see. Let me turn these off. Okay, so recycling scrap is really just about I have too much scrap. Is that what I want? For scrap, actually, I just really wanted to say if I have any scrap, I should probably recycle it. Any scrap in logistics storage, I'm going to recycle it. So if it's greater than 0, then I want scrap. Okay, good. That should also be true, in this case, for solid fuel. Actually, solid fuel is one of the things on the wire here, right? Oh no, we also have scrap. What did I do for scrap? I don't remember what I did for scrap. How did I get scrap in there? Where did I add scrap? Scrap's in there somewhere. I must have added it somewhere. I don't remember where I did that. That's okay. Solid fuel is one of the things we're tracking, and so that will be, in this case, this is, we just need solid fuel greater than 0, output solid fuel as 1. That's when we recycle that. That's on the red wire. Good. Concrete we did. Ice. We may need to recycle ice. But that's a special case. So how much ice do we currently, could we currently have? We've got 2,400 here. We've got 4 of those, so that's 9,600 in logistics storage is enough. We really can't hold, we don't really want to hold more than that. So this is going to be if ice greater than 9,600, then output recycle some ice. And that one will be green, which we did. Okay, good. That was ice. Stone is similar. Let's see. Stone, in this case, is we just have too much stone on the red wire. So this is 0. Output stone of 1. That's on the red wire. Because we've calculated already. Steel recycles to itself. So this becomes steel and steel. Also a red wire. Batteries we did, copper cables, holmium. We also want to do this way. I would hate to recycle holmium, but it's possible. It's possible. Maybe we treat holmium specially, but I think we're gonna end up using all of it anyway, so we'll just stick with that. I need red wire in there, I need red wire in there. That's holmium. Derivatives, we need it for the same thing for iron ore. We need it for stone bricks. Okay. Any other derivatives here? We need it for iron plates. We may need to get rid of extra iron plates. We need it for copper plates. I suppose there's an easier way to do this. But I'm almost done, so I'll just do it this way. That's fine. Okay, what other stuff do we have here? We did the copper. We need plastic. I think I could have done this with condensed combinators, which, fine. I suppose that would save us some space, but I'm not too worried about it right now. We need it for green circuits. Green circuits are going to be one of these guys, right? Because they break down into other stuff. Green circuits. And so you get red wire into there. That takes care of green circuits. And I think that's it. Okay, now we're going to get one recycler here to start. And we need a requester chest. And we need one more of these. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get, we want to connect all of these outputs. So all of the things we want to recycle, we want to run them through the selector combinator to get stack sizes again. Okay, so this is that output, and I want to do these individually. This one. In case we have to like delete or move any of these. All right, now what else do we need? 6 constant. 6 arithmetic and 16 deciders. Okay, so we'll make all those. This says, aha, the only thing that we want to recycle is scrap. That's okay. We're going to see, let's see, we want this. We want this to set requests. And then we're going to recycle that stuff. So that's how we know how to recycle things. And then, just so we can see how this is going to work, by the way, did we get any drills here? We did, good. Good, I'll take some of those. Let's see, we want to mine like all of this scrap in here. Which I guess I'll come up to this side. And we'll get our other recycler here. Okay, I actually need to I do need to figure out where the scrap signal on red is coming from. Where did I put that? We're obviously getting it in somewhere. I feel like I must have done it down here somewhere. Is it in here? It's not on there. There's no scrap there. There's none here. And there's none coming out of here. So there has to be like another... I need scrap not to be on the red wire. Right? It's not coming out of here, right? There's no scrap on that output. I'm putting it on the red wire somewhere else. And I honestly don't remember where I did that. And there's just sort of like not... Oh my gosh. This is driving me nuts. Okay, there's this. But that's only connected here. And, okay, there's scrap on the incoming red wire. And there's scrap incoming here. Where the heck? Oh, it's here. We have too much of it. Ah, interesting. Okay. This is fixable. Let's see what the problem is. Okay, the problem is before we get the green wires into here, what we need to do is we need to get current counts, and we need, these are the only things we care about. And so this is going to be the green stuff times the red stuff, and that will select out, right, that just selects out current logistics contents we care about. And so then this does not go here, and instead they come from here. Now there should not be a scrap on the output on the red, which it is. Okay, good, good, good. We still want to do scrap because, oh, now I can turn my bots back on. All right, here, put all this stuff in here. Okay, we actually have too much stone. Is that correct? How much stone do we have? 1.1K, right. 20 stacks of stone would be 1,000. So, okay, I think that's working. The next thing to do real quick is to make a mall. And for this, let's make recyclers. And I need to make one of these and one of these. And then I think I can just copy this. Or, let's see, I guess I can just do this. Oh, I need to put the house bots in. Where is the roboport? Okay, I need half of you to go in and all of you. Okay, now we got more stuff. All right, that builds that. We can make one of these. And this should also be requesting the same stuff. And so I think what we can do is we can just kind of make a row of this. And we can make sure that we keep up with things. We're still, I can at least get a row here. Later we will okay, now I think I can get rid of sticks. Okay, so this is the rough idea, at least while we get started. We now, I think, have a clog-free recycling system. How's our backlog of scrap? It's going down rapidly. Okay, great. This is the only new generation of scrap. But this is how we're going to mine out the initial scrap piles. We're just going to immediately recycle them. And then we will rely on, we'll use this this area for sorting, and so I think that's what we're going to do for this episode. So this this does give us clog-free recycling, and it gives us all of the ingredients that we can get from scrap or, you know, mining out this stuff. Oh, I guess we should also do sticks, right? We didn't do sticks anywhere. That is one of the things that potentially shows up as we clear space here. So you need to go in there, and you need to go in there. And I need those things. Cool. So, so this exact, we'll use pieces of this exact same logic when we get to the belt-based scrap recycling, because it's the same logic. If we have too much of, and it's basically still considering, do we have too much of something, not enough of its ingredients that we break down to, and then that totally drives how we want this to work. This should also be helping us with some of our ice stockpiles. This is almost full. Okay, because we are getting ice out of recycling the scrap. Okay, we used up the scrap stockpile. How's power? Power was fine. I should mention one of the things that I realized if we look at over the 10-minute period, steam power, obviously during the day we're using steam power. But at night, when the lightning storms are happening, actually, we run a fair amount off of lightning. So the steam actually doesn't even run continuously, which means we should have an easier job of keeping up with the ice cube tray from up top. We know that we're generating enough solid fuel to run continuously, but we're also getting plenty of solid fuel when we're recycling scrap. We're also getting some ice when we recycle scrap, and so this will really just be used for. Let's see, are we at the point now where we can talk about setting requests here? What are we requesting here? Let's take those off. Let's get, we know we got 1, 2, 3. We know we want big mining drills. We know we want foundries. We know we want cliff explosives. Okay, so I think we're to the point where we can talk about this. Okay, what are the things we want here? So we do want Volcanus to Fulgora exports in here. That's one of the things we want. Then what we want to compare are we want target amounts minus current amounts. So that is each red minus each green. I'll put each. And so then this should just be, that's not what we want. Because sometimes we get some positive stuff here. Oh no, this is okay. These are all negatives. Okay, I think this is okay. Fine. No, we do want to screen this off to just things we're asking for. How did we do this? It's like, how did we do this here? I need to remind myself how we did it here. Okay, that's what I want. This is what I have. So that's what I just did. But first, right, I take the current stats, I screen out any negative numbers, and then feed it in here. And then from there, it's just the things that are positive. Okay, got it. So I do need one more of these. Okay, so it's not this. Okay, first it's only give me the positive inventories. And then from here, green goes in there. Okay, this is what I'm missing. And then from here, this is... Now I also want each greater than 0. I'll put each. This is what I'm missing. And then that's how we set requests. So the other thing we have here, right, we also know that we want 9600 ice. And so we should be requesting lots of ice. Okay, good. So then I think we want set requests. And we do trash unrequested. Okay. Good. That should bring more of our ice down from on high. Okay, good. And we still have some stuff on our ship, which we can bring in, I guess. Do we want to just finish this up so that we finish setting logistics? I feel like we should add some cargo bays here, which I need to do from map view. Cargo bay. I think we're bringing these in from Novice. Which means I need to add the Novice to Fulgora exports. Which means are you requesting them now? You are. Did I put them here? I didn't put them anywhere. And this will filter to cargo bays. Okay, great. What else is on the ship that we can toss down here? I guess we have some of these we can toss down. And we want to toss down iron plates, which we do have storage for. We toss down copper plates, steel plates. We have room for gears. Oh my gosh. What did I just do? I just unloaded all this stuff to Vulcanus. That's dumb. That's dumb. Oh my gosh. Alright. Fine. Oh well. Alright. You're probably all watching me going like, no! Alright. Going back. Fine. Oh my gosh. I just chucked all of that stuff. Almost. Well, you know what? Here. Actually, we can drop the gears off, at least. Since we brought them. Let's do something useful. Alright, so you'll get here. Oh man, what a bummer. Okay, now we can do more of this. So we'll just cover as much of this as we can. I think I need one more of these. And so we can just cover this ore patch down here. How many recyclers did we make so far? Oh, we've got a few in there. Okay, let's just continue. I guess this overlaps fine. And fine. Okay. Great. Wow, we still have more. I think I need to get rid of this. And now we need lightning protection. Okay. I need to get this out of the way. And then the last, this is what I needed to do, actually. I want to do, actually, I don't want to do it this way. What I want to do is I want to say you're only enabled if anything is less than 0. Let's just make sure that that does turn this off. Oh, that's not what I wanted. If I paste it here, do you stop? Oh, you don't have a circuit network. And let's just do this. Okay, anything less than 0, which you don't have. Okay, great. So that does in fact stop. So we're only going to do scrap recycling if we're short on something. Okay, we still have recyclers. So we're doing that one. Sure, why not? We do need to get some power out here, though. Which eventually we want to do. I'm going to do the next one over, but this is fine to do this here. You're not in logistics range. We need to add a logistics thing. That's fine. Okay. Got more of this. One of these. One of that. How many recyclers have we made here? 3. Good. Okay, so then I think we can just finish this area out. Okay, there's our first scrap mining operation. And this is, I think, a good place to end this episode. We have achieved clog-free. I think we've achieved clog-free scrap recycling at this point, assuming we have enough recyclers here to be able to keep up with everything, which I think we do. Who's in here? 3. Okay, I can finish this row. Okay, and so let's recap what we've got now. We've got current inventories on the green wire. We've got for the scrap derivatives and recycling related stuff, the red wire, it's -1 if we don't have enough of something, it's 0 if we have we're in our target zone, and it's 1 if we have too much of something. And so gears are low. Which is okay. We are sometimes getting gears here. I want to check this. This does sometimes flicker to... Oh, which is right. Okay, as soon as we get enough gears, we're turning them into iron plates because we need iron plates. Okay, so that's actually working properly. And we saw we have excess stone, right? 1,000 stone is 20 stacks. So if we get above 1,000 stone, we recycle some of the stone. And otherwise, we're starting to stockpile iron plates. Okay, I think this is working. And it should be the case, because of the logic we just added here, we're only recycling scrap if we're short of something. If we're not short of something, we don't need to recycle scrap. And so I think if I were to let this run, it would actually stop at some point. And so, in fact, let's do a quick cutscene. I'm actually just going to let that happen. So I will be back. Let's see what happens. Okay, we're back. I found the first bug. We can see we've got 6,000 gears here. And in fact, on the red wire, gears are 1. But we're not recycling any gears. And why is that? It is because the iron plates are 0, and so it's not triggering this. And so I think what that means is we have to change the way we're doing this stuff down here. So when we have too much of something, then instead of just outputting a 1, what we need to do is we actually, which is fine, we actually, I think, want to make it 1, 2, and 3. For which, what's the easiest way to do this? I think we just need to add 2 to both of these, to all of the outputs. Which is to say, if we make one of these, and we just say, give me all of the scrap derivatives times 2, then we can also, if we put this out here, that should change everything to 1, 2, and 3. And then we got to come fix this business up here. So this becomes, it's actually, is this okay? That's okay. It's this. So now, instead of -1, it's 1. Instead of 1 here, it's 3. And now it should work. So let's get a new copy of this. Do we have to reparameterize? This is product. This is an ingredient. Oh, we have to move this. This is an ingredient, and this is an ingredient. Okay, and then I think we can paste this stuff down. So if we paste this to gears, now we want to recycle gears. Good, good, good. Okay. So that means we can do this one for concrete. And we can do this one for batteries. And this one for copper cables. Red circuits. Blue circuits. Green circuits. Sticks. And then we gotta fix all of these. No, not that one. This one. That's still correct. But this has to be, it's not greater than 0 now. Now it's 2. And this one is still okay. This one is now 2. Or no, is that right? Yes. How much stone do we have? Yes, okay, good. That's 2. This needs to be 2. This needs to be 2. This needs to be 2. This one needs to be 2. this one and this one. Good. I think that's right. So let's take a look at what are we recycling here. What's in the requests? Okay, currently just gears. That's the only thing we have too much of. Yeah, ice is okay. Everything else is between 1,000 and 2,000. Do we care about? Yes. Okay, so it's mostly gears. There's some other stuff that was in there that we're recycling from when we were messing around with the signals. And in fact, I may just try to save the holmium. Let me just make sure there's not any in any of this. I don't care about the rest of it. The holmium is pretty precious. Okay, and then we put that stuff back in here. Okay, and then we should only be requesting gears at this point. That's right. Okay, so we just got to catch up with recycling the rest of that stuff, which I think the recyclers will be able to do. What's our current rate of gearage? All right, gears are down from 5,000 something to, okay, the rate of the gears on the green signal are dropping. And so we had to do this, and unfortunately this is the way the circuit network works. A signal of 0 is just simply not there, and so it doesn't trigger an absent signal. Let's see, where is it? Absent signal doesn't interact with these. So we had to make sure there's actually a positive signal, and so that's why I moved it to be 1, 2, and 3. 1 is not enough, 2 is just right, and 3 is too much. Okay, let's continue on and see if this manages to quiesce. Hey, missed the audio for this, so I'm adding this in post-processing. I realize we also have to update the condition on the recyclers. So the low condition is now less than 2 instead of being less than 0. So just need to update that on all of the scrap recyclers. Okay, back again. I was just taking a look here at the old ice cube tray up in orbit, and we have dumped out all of our backlog of ice, which makes sense since we're building up the big buffer at the steam power plants down there. We are doing a good job, I think, of keeping up. The reprocessing is working, but it actually occurs to me that I want to rearrange the order here. So I want to take all of these off. And that, okay, fine, those are all going. Now, the thing that we have the most of, and it makes sense that this would be the case, yeah, well, it says that it's metallic, right? They're the most common. So we do want that one going there, but then I think I actually want to interleave these like this. And the reason is, if this generates an oxide asteroid, then it will just go past all of these. If it generates a metallic one, it should grab it again, so that's good. And if it generates a carbonic one, it should come here. So, so this should catch a lot of the metallic ones. This should do the same thing with the carbonic ones. This should mostly be getting just the metallic ones out of here, and this one should mostly be getting the carbonic ones out of here. And so I think that means, I think if we rearrange this, it increases the likelihood that we end up with more oxide asteroids coming past this row of reprocessors, because we sort of have more by alternating the recipes back and forth, I think, and because we output chunks in front of our own inputs, so we have it, I think this increases the likelihood that we get as many rolls as are necessary to get an oxide chunk out of the stuff we already have. If I did the math right, it could be that we need like a little, I mean, the more of these that we added, the more likely we could successfully turn excess stuff into exactly what we wanted with the oxide. But let's see how this is working. This is already, we should mostly, I guess there's more actually on the belt than we can process. So these guys are actually getting some stuff that these guys are not fast enough to generate, but I think that's okay. Let's see what this does. Let's take a look at production. And the production of these guys, did we just change it? Hard to tell. And I don't know if that actually counts, if that actually includes the... So this is like 25 per minute that we're generating, which is just under a half per second, and these guys can consume what, half a second. So actually most of the time I think we're just keeping one of these busy, which I think is okay. We're still, most of the ice down on Fulgura is actually coming from the scrap. Oh, you need a light? Fine, I'll give you a light. There you go. Now you can stop blinking at me. All right. So how are we doing in terms of our levels here? Lots of stuff are between 1,000 and 2,000 now, so that's good. We still need more blue circuits and copper and holmium, although we're more than in LDS. So we are more than half, wow, and actually more plastic too. So, but it should be the case that we start, what's the red say for, okay. Why is plastics 1, red is 1? Oh, right, because 10 stacks of red circuits is 2,000. Okay, I think this is, so we're starting to get some green circuits now. So we must be consuming some other stuff. Yeah, we're starting to recycle some other options up here. And how... I wonder if we should set this to be trash unrequested. The problem is, I think if I did that, we would end up oscillating because the stuff that's in here is hidden from the circuit network. And if I kicked it back out again, so if I brought it in, that's subtracting it. And if I stop requesting it, I maybe drop below, but then if I trash it, then it jumps back up again. And so I think bots would just go back and forth doing this. So I am curious. I am a little curious to see if we can keep up here. These are all busy. And they have stuff in them they're not currently requesting. So it does make me wonder a little bit. Okay, why are we recycling LDS? That doesn't seem right. Oh, because the LDS stacks. Right. LDS have smaller stack sizes. So this says we're short on LDS, so we should not be requesting it. Is that right? We're not. Okay. I think that's okay. But 10 stacks of LDS is going to be this guy. Which is, or here's the stack sizes, these guys. No, 10 stack sizes, this. Okay, 500 and 500. Oh, we're actually close to the holmium. Good. We are recycling some holmium, which I'm not crazy about. Oh no, I guess we won't until we get to 1,000. Which we might get there. Ooh, what are we short on? Most things are 2. We don't have enough sticks. So that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem. Okay, because... Alright, I think what we need to do is this. Let's set up... I think we need to set up one of these, just for sticks. But... And not to get too far ahead of us, we're only going to enable this if sticks, because we will need some sticks. Sticks are less than 2. One of these, and one of these. And I guess we'll make a light. Okay. This way we can bump up our stickage. So that it's not driving scrap recycling, which we don't, I think, really need. We just need a way to deal. So we need a place to put the sticks if we mine them out of ruins. And then otherwise we just need to make sure that we don't fall below our minimum. And I mean, this is a little sneak peek of what we're going to be doing next, which is to, for all the things we're recycling that have recipes, we'll also provide a way to make them, because that way we don't waste as much stuff. Like in particular, we don't waste scrap. So in this case, I'm generating, let's see, how much iron plates do we have? Yeah, I've got almost 2,000 iron plates. And so I've got plenty of plates to make sticks. There's no reason to mine more scrap just to make sticks. We have a way to get rid of the extra sticks, but we sort of want sort of other ways to get the minimums of some of these things as we go. So, okay, this, what else are we missing here? Okay, we are missing iron ore, because we have to crunch concrete to do that. Huh. It's like, do I want that? Let's see. It's like, do I really want to be mining scrap just to get iron ore? Iron ore is really a byproduct. We don't really use it for anything. Although, I guess, in theory, we could end up with some, and so we do need to manage it as the rest of it. I think once we get to the 500 that we need, right? That's what we're looking for on the lower bound, is 500 iron ore. Okay, so that's actually the thing that we're probably going to end up waiting on the most. We also need bricks to get to 1,000. Concrete needs to be 1,000. That's because it's like just under. Blue circuits. Blue circuits are almost there. Red circuits are basically there. Green circuits are almost there. We need that to get to 2,000. Plastic needs to get to 1,000. So we need to generate that from either LES or red circuit recycling, which we are doing some of. So that's okay. All right, stay tuned. Okay, we are back, and it worked. We managed to, if we look up there on the red wire, everything is 2, which is in the target zone. We have stopped mining scrap as a result because we don't need anything. We're not low on anything. And we were able to get rid of sort of excess that we had of everything. I did come and I added in another row of recyclers just to make sure that we could keep up. I believe that and I will say, listen, I also cheated. The iron ore was the slowest to accumulate, partially because recycling concrete takes so long, and so, but we do actually need stone bricks for some recipes, if I recall correctly, like the lightning rods. We actually need stone bricks for. So I think I can get rid of this one, by the way. I don't want any of those. And if we end up with too much of something, it should put it somewhere. Give me you. I'll just get you. You didn't have any place to go. Where is a Roboport? Because now I have a logistics spot. I think I have a logistics spot? Maybe not. Oh, I had one extra of these, so I can stick him in there. Okay, good. But now I believe what I can do is we can get one of these and we can make lightning rods. And that should bring in everything that we need. Looks like we were a little short on something, so there's a little bit of activity here as we produce stuff, but we're still not at the moment mining any scrap. So that I think is good. How many of these are, oh yeah, we're getting 100. I don't think we need that many. We're not gonna, it doesn't do any good to export this stuff off of Fulgora, because you can only build lightning rods on Fulgora because it's the only place that has lightning. But let's see, what else is going on? Obviously, power draw has gone down quite a bit at this point. And we are fully stocked on our ice buffers. Because we're not getting any ice from scrap at the moment. All of the ice is coming from here, and we are keeping up. Like, we actually rebuilt up the ice in here. And so that, I think, is working as desired. So now we've got sources of the materials. We can get more of any of this stuff without getting clogged up. We can get rid of the excess. I think we can optimize that a little more by, in some cases, reversing this. So, like, for example, we recycle LES if we have too much of it, or if we need, say, copper or steel or plastic. But the reverse is true. This is also, making LDS is also a way to get rid of excess steel, copper, and plastic. And so I think that will make us a little even less wasteful of what we get out of the scrap by doing that. But we'll leave that as a problem for future Mystic Fish. I think we'll address that next episode. But I'm pretty happy with this. Hopefully you followed along with all of the circuit network stuff. But if you did have questions about how that stuff works, feel free to ask in the comments. But that's what we have for this episode. So as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Until then, bye.